Wrestling fans, the wait is almost over. WrestleMania 40 is here. We've got your complete preview and predictions for this coming weekend, April 6th and 7th. Who's gonna win WrestleMania 40? We are X2 as nice, wrestling figure collecting, and all things wrestling. Wrestling fans, welcome back to my channel. We are going to go over the complete WrestleMania XL, WrestleMania 40, Day 1 and Day 2 card and give you the predictions. Who's going to win? We're also going to start off with NXT's Stand and Deliver preview and predictions. We've got so much to go over. Without further ado, it is time, folks. Let's start off with NXT Stand and Deliver Saturday. Make sure you set your alarm clocks because NXT Stand and Deliver will be at noon on April 6th. We've got Joe Gacy versus Shawn Spears. I'm going to go with the chairman here. My prediction is Shawn Spears starts us off with a win. He just came back to the WWE. I think we see some sort of foul play here, but Spears gets the win. A possible chair shot victory behind the referee's back. But I'm going with Shawn Spears. Next, we move to a 6 women's tag team match. Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan, and Thea Hale versus JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame. I'm going to go with the faces here. I'm going to go with Henley, Jordan, and Hale to get the win. They've been taking a lot of L's lately. Henley losing to JC on the last NXT show. So I'm going with the faces here to get over and win the 6 women tag team match. Next, we get the NXT Tag Team Championship. Your World Tag Team Champions, the Wolf Dogs, Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin versus Axiom and Frazier. I think this is going to be a good match. You got 2 big dudes against 2 high flyers. Given the situation with Braun Breaker, I believe Axiom and Frazier will win those NXT Tag Team titles Saturday. I'm picking Axiom and Frazier. Look for a possible Corbin Braun Breaker meltdown, but I'm going with Axiom and Frazier. The North American Championship Triple Threat match. We got Oba Femi versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs. This one's a no-brainer for me. I'm going with Oba Femi. NXT Women's Championship match. Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. I got a change of titles again. I'm going with Roxanne Perez to recapture the NXT Women's Championship with a win over Lyra Valkyria. The NXT World title. Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo, the Don of NXT. As much as I want the Don to win, I just can't make that prediction. I can't make the pick. I think we've already got 2 title changes taking place. I think this one's going to stay put. I think it's going to stay on the Mad Dragon. Ilya Dragunov prevails, but I would not be shocked to see D'Angelo take that title because I believe Dragunov could be getting called up to the main roster at any moment. Next, we move to the main event. Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. What a match this is going to be. I think this is definitely going to steal the show. Could be match of the weekend. It's in that category. It's in that range. It could do it. It could captivate us for the whole weekend. But Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. I'm going to pick. My prediction is Trick Williams to get the win. I believe Carmelo is on his way to a full-time roster spot. And so I'm going to go with Trick Williams here. All right, we have finished Stand and Delivery. It is time to move to Day 1, Saturday, April 6th, 7 o'clock. We get Day 1, huge 6 women tag team match. The debut of Jade Cargill teaming with Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. I'm going with Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. Jade's much anticipated, highly debut. I'm going with Cargill, Naomi, and Belair to get the win. To me, that's a no-brainer. I think if you look at the other spectrum, how do you get there with Damage Control? You could get there by Jade Cargill and Bianca clashing, not getting along, and Asuka gets a roll-up victory from behind. I could see that, but I just don't think that's going to happen. With my predictions here with the WWE, the WWE is a little easier to predict than the AEW. AEW is all over the place. But WWE, you can be pretty conservative with your picks, and that's generally what happens. Next, we move to Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. I'm going with the faces here. The heels. I'm going with Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar to get the win over Rey and Dragon Lee. Rey already got a win over his son once. I think his son returns the favor. Give me Dominic and Santos to get the win. Next, we move to the tag team 6-pack ladder match. And I haven't even thought about this. So this prediction's going to be in live time. Like, I haven't thought about this before doing the show. So I'm going to make this pick literally as we speak. Judgment Day, Awesome Truth, DIY, New Day, Theory and Waller, Dunn and Bate. I'm going to go with the faces here. Miz is a longtime WWE legend. I think he and R-Truth has been through so much torture lately, right? Over the last 6 months. I think there's a payoff here with R-Truth. Give me Awesome Truth to win the WWE Tag Team Championships in the ladder match. I think somehow, some way, R-Truth ends up on top of that ladder. And Miz has done quite well in some of these Money in the Bank ladder matches before. So give me Awesome Truth. That's my pick. My second pick would be Theory and Waller, honestly. I could see the belts going Theory, Waller, and then 3 Judgment Day. And, if I had to, percentage-wise, I'm going to say all 3 of those are about the same likelihood of happening. But I'm going to pick Awesome Truth. I think we get the payoff. Next, we move to Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, brother versus brother. Jey Uso and Jimmy. I'm going with Jimmy Uso in a bit of an upset here with the heel win. I believe we could see some sort of an interference from Solo or some of the other rumored bloodline people that could be coming in. So keep an eye out for that. New members of the bloodline possibility here. But I'm going with Jimmy Uso to get the big win. The Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. And as much as we all want to see a new Intercontinental Champion, I don't think we want it to be Sami, do we? I'm not that big of a Sami Zayn fan. I'm picking Gunther here. I just don't think Sami's the guy to take that Intercontinental Championship off of Gunther. It doesn't make any sense. Sami's already over without the belt. Let's keep the belt on Gunther. My prediction will be Gunther retains. The Raw Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Becky, big time Becks, 2-belt Becks, whatever it is, you're getting your butt kicked. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'm picking Mommy Rhea Ripley to defeat Becky Lynch. I think this will be a good match. They're going to make it a good match. I don't know that these two styles of these two wrestlers really meshes well together. We're going to find out Saturday night. My initial looking at it, I just don't see those two really meshing a lot, right? Becky's so much smaller in stature than Rhea. Rhea's a powerhouse. So I'm going with Rhea. It doesn't make any sense to strip her of the title right now. The man has had her chance, and it's not time to start bringing Rhea down. So I'm going with Rhea Ripley here in a dominant, good match versus Becky Lynch. Now, the Bloodline, the biggest tag team match in WrestleMania history since the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Hulk Hogan and Magnum versus B.A. Baracus versus Cowboy Bob Orton and Hot Rod Roddy Piper. So those are your big tag team WrestleMania main event matches that we've had through time. This one's going to be bigger than that. I agree. Winner gets to pick the stipulation for tomorrow night's Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns match. I'm going with Bloodline here. I don't think The Rock loses a match at WrestleMania. He's come back. I don't see Rock losing. And I think it adds to the story of the odds stacked even more against Cody Rhodes. So I am predicting The Rock and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, to reign supreme at the end of night 1. All right, let's move to WrestleMania 40, Night 2, Sunday, April 7th at 7 o'clock. We're going to look at first the Final Testament, Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Now, at first sight, this match is like filler match, right? And I was thinking about this match a little bit. This has got filler match written all over it, right? We're starting off with the women's 6-man on day 1, men's 6-man on day 2. But I think this is an interesting match to keep an eye on. Out of the whole pay-per-view, 2 nights, this could be the one you need to keep a close eye on as to what happens. My first thought was, okay, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are going over, right? Then I got to thinking, how are we bringing in Uncle Howdy / Dreadmare / Alexa Bliss? Oh, yeah. Karrion Kross was rumored to be in some sort of a group there before we had the tragic unpassing of Mr. Bray Wyatt. And it's been rumored, but it's more than a rumor. It's right there, right around the corner. And if you don't know what Dreadmare is, get on YouTube and check out Dreadmare. I believe Dreadmare is going to resurrect the Fireflies. This match we could see some sort of an interference costing Lashley and the Street Profits. And I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a dead giveaway because they're going to want to build something. And I think we'll get the payoff on Raw or SmackDown. I think something's going to happen mysterious, and we're left to wonder who are these people that helped out Final Testament. And then we'll find out on the new season of Raw and SmackDown. So with that being said, I am predicting the Final Testament with help from some outside source to get the win over Lashley and the Street Profits. And also, I could see Lashley and the Street Profits breaking up. It's time for the Street Profits to start getting back into tag team. And it's time for Lashley to start. I could see him being the guy to take that belt off Gunther. Next, we move to AJ Styles versus LA Knight in a grudge match. I think this is going to be a really good match. I like both of these guys. 2 of my favorites of all time here, AJ Styles, LA Knight. And I did say all time because they've both been around for a long time. LA Knight has been too. Yeah. And I think LA Knight, unfortunately, I like AJ Styles better, but I think LA Knight's going to get the win here. I don't see AJ winning. I think LA gets the win. He goes over. He's a bit of the hotter commodity right now. And I think AJ Styles is truly phenomenal, but he will not win this match. I am predicting LA Knight, baby. The U.S. title triple threat match. Logan Paul versus KO versus Randy Orton. It's going to be an interesting match, but I think with the triple threat scenario there, I don't see any way Logan Paul loses. I think he retains this title, and I believe we could see some sort of a fallout KO versus Randy Orton, but I'm going Logan Paul. The WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, Io Sky versus Bayley. To me, this one's a no-brainer. We get the Bayley payoff here. I'm going with Bayley to win the Women's WWE SmackDown World title. Next, we move to the 2 big men's world titles. The World Heavyweight Championship match, Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. And folks, I like Drew a lot. And I am going with a pick. My pick is Drew McIntyre. Reclaims that glory he's been seeking. He climbs to the top of the mountain again. Give me Drew to defeat Seth Rollins and become your new World Heavyweight Champion. And now we move to the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Well, this is an interesting scenario here. Do you keep the story going or do you give us the payoff? I think it's time the payoff happens. I think we got the prolonged agony from last year's WrestleMania made for a great finish the story, which they turned into the video game theme. They've done well with that theme. It has done well, but it is time. You can't keep finishing the story. We're going to finish this book, and it's time to write a new book. I'm predicting Cody Rhodes will win the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. I believe the Bloodline Rules is going to come back and bite Roman Reigns and allow somehow that outside interference could get swayed this time. And Cody gets the win. The crowd goes wild. And we have a new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Well, we've went down every match from Stand and Deliver to WrestleMania Night 2, giving you predictions, picks. Don't use these for betting purposes, but you can take them to the bank. Take them to the bank, baby, because these picks are solid. And I believe Cody Rhodes, Daddy, pay homage to the American Dream, the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes will be your world champion. I hope you've enjoyed this long preview and predictions video. But if you stayed with us this long, I thank you very much. I hope you have a blessed WrestleMania weekend. A great day. Make it a twice as nice day.